most important, if he feels so strongly about this, and Scripture dictates that this ought to be done, why did he do nothing about this in 2009 and 2010 when he had control of the White House, the House, and the Senate, and he could actually have done this constitutionally by passing legislation?
Well, that was Charles Krauthammer just a short time ago on the O'Reilly factor, questioning why President Obama had to rely on executive action to push immigration reform when he had the majority in both the House and the Senate for the first 2 years of his presidency. Geraldo Rivera, Fox News senior correspondent, joins me now.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, good to see you. Let's start with that.
It's not relevant to me. He's absolutely right. Charles is absolutely right. The president could have done it. It really made me angry that he chose to go with Obamacare rather than immigration reform, even though he had told the Latino community and the Asian American community that immigration reform was his priority. But it doesn't matter tonight. What matters tonight is he is doing finally the right thing. He may be doing it for awful base reasons, political reasons. I don't know, and I don't care. I care that he has finally done the right thing for law-abiding, otherwise law-abiding family immigrants who've been here 5 years or more, who have in every other way followed the law. These are people that are the seeds of the earth. These are people who make America strong, and I'm glad he's done it.
What about his 25 on-camera statements over the years that he doesn't have the authority? I mean, I watched them all, and they started with general, and he said, no, I can't, and then they got so specific once he kept saying for all those years he didn't have the authority. Those Univision and Telemundo anchors in particular really gave it to him and said, okay, we get it, Congress isn't doing anything. Why can't you at least pass an executive action, write an executive action that expands what you did for the Dreamers, for the kids, to allow their parents to stay? And even in response to that, he said, I don't have the authority. He's dead to rights.
Again, dead to rights, but again, I don't care. What about Marco Rubio, who was going to be a champion of immigration reform and then chickened out in the face of intransigent Tea Party opposition? John McCain was a champion of immigration reform. Where has he been?
So that's political spinery. That's about their spines. But that's
I care about the immigrants. I don't care about the politicians.
But you're a lawyer. You care about the law.
This is legal. It is legal. It may be hypocritical.
So
it may be done for the worst reasons, but it is legal. I guarantee you, ask 100 constitutional scholars.
No, that's not true.
Whether what the president...
Jonathan Turley, he's a constitutional scholar. He said it's not.
Well, he hasn't said it now that he's heard what the president proposes. The president has absolute discretion. Absolute discretion to do what he's just done. There will not be a successful lawsuit. I will bet my mortgage that this will not happen. This is a reaction to the fact that the House of Representatives, the leadership, John Boehner, is powerless. His body has been totally taken over by Steve King of Iowa, by Mo Brooks of Alabama, by the immigration radicals.
But the thing that I keep coming back to, and this isn't a position on illegal immigration, it's just about executive power, which you know is potentially dangerous if expanded too large. Because who knows? I mean, even the Democrats need to worry, because who's going to go in there next, and what is he or she going to do with it? And the problem for President Obama is the House gets a vote. They get a vote, even if you don't like the fact that they're not into your bill.
The House had no intention of voting, Megan. We have to be square about that. The Republicans that effectively lead the House had no intention whatsoever of ever passing a bill. They had it coming. They really had it coming. They did. They waited and waited. They have been blaming these people for everything falsely, for ISIS and Ebola. They would blame the immigrants for climate change if they believed in climate change.
Right,
they've made them scapegoats.
Only have a minute left, but I want to ask you to switch. Just tell us, make the case for who is going to benefit from this law.
We have the picture behind you, New York City, 8.4 million people. There are 500,000 undocumented immigrants in this city. You never hear about them. Why? Because they don't commit these sensational crimes. They're not flashy people. They're family people. You see them on the bicycles delivering pizza. You see them caring for children, mowing lawns. You see them working in factories and in fields. Those are the people who benefit. The people who have historically made this country strong. I understand that most of our viewers disagree with me on this, but what matters to me is that these are the very people that make this nation what it is, a nation that is youthful and vigorous and vibrant and attracts people from all over the world. We take these diverse, streams and we say, come to this mighty river that's America. That's what's the difference between us and Russia. We are ascendant and they are descendant.
One thing, I said law, I meant to say executive action, but you might be wrong about the viewers disagreeing with you, maybe on executive action, but as Thiessen pointed out, 74% of the American people agree that there should be a pathway to citizenship as long as they pay fines, back taxes, pass a security check, but the majority still want it to be done lawfully. That debate remains open. Geraldo, great to see you.
Megan, my pleasure.
So now both Geraldo and President Obama say that the president has the legal authority for this move, despite his past arguments. I mean, he's been arguing it, that the Constitution doesn't allow it. We will turn to Andy McCarthy, a former federal prosecutor, to help us with that next.
The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.